I've been here for 15 years in Germany, and I mean, literally, like, every until this year, maybe. I think that, like, I was always month to month, so it was like literally, it was just like or under. Like, I wasn't able to make the amount that I needed in that month. Like, it was always 6 days late with the rent, and it was just like always month to month. And then at the end, I didn't have anything. And then I'm gonna go back, and I don't know, if one month I had a little bit more money, it would like go to paying the last one, and then the next month would come, and it was just like that simple.
It's interesting the word overtime in this context because there's no there are no fixed hours for the work that we do normally, unless we're working in some kind of contract situation, which is very, very seldom. I don't think about it normally as overtime. I just think of what my
Hang on
energy
one
levels
second,
are.
Bob, I hear you.
There's a kid in the background. I just think about what my energy levels are, and I notice them going down and down and down, and I just think I'm working too much.
I sometimes can't even remember all the things that I've been doing in a week. It's crazy. Things are moving so fast.
Yeah.
We've been doing sound, like a lot of sound design for theater. We did sound design and production for 2 queer porns that we were also in one of them, and we kind of like conceived of it, and then we were acting in it. There's also just all of the admin that everybody's expected to do now for their own, like any freelancer has to do all this friggin' admin. Yeah. I always laugh about the fact that like I am the worst escort because I cannot like manage to just like keep my profile up to date and like sexy and like even answer the messages. Like, to make really good money as a sex worker, like you have to, that is like a full-time job. Like any job, it's a full-time job if you want to do it really, really, really well.
Yeah. Like this mentoring thing today.
Yeah. It's about like, it's focused on like drag and queer performance, and but specifically, that looks like a lot, babe. Looks like, sorry, just looked really salty. So sorry.
Maybe you're right.
It's specifically for asylum seekers and recent migrants, and parenting, of course. But in the last 2 months, I've been really busy with this Gorky job. But what was right before that? The sound design job.
Peaches.
The Peaches show. Yeah, that's right. We were dancing and doing choreography.
I Airbnb my apartment when we go on tour. It's strange the way it changes your relationship to your space, because it's also a kind of work thing. It's not necessarily anymore just your home. It's like a place of work as well. It's weird.
Like, I'm trying to accept jobs that are interesting and like, of course, help me build my own skills and like make some money. But at the same time, like trying to keep my own stuff going, which isn't really a moneymaker. It's more like a longevity thing of like, just, okay, what's my passion? What am I interested in working on that's completely my own baby, and like having to always try to not put it on the back burner.
If it's my own project, I mean, I do all the roles, we do all the roles, and I don't really pay myself for them, and I just get like fees when I'm able to sell my labor as a performance, or sell it as a kind of recording or whatever it is. And I don't count up the hours and ask for somebody to pay me, because it's somehow it's laughable, because there is no one there who's like waiting to pay me for everything that I do.
All in all, that's how I make my income, is like here, there, da-da-da, and putting it all together. But sometimes they are so distracting, right, because I would just love to do like one thing.
We talk a lot about multitasking, which apparently is like not possible. That like human brains don't multitask. They just do one task and then they switch to another task. And the switching apparently is really exhausting on energetically, like on the brain. It burns more calories to actually like switch to another task. And so I feel like I'm sometimes not doing my best possible work, because I am always switching between different things and using up energy that way.
It's just the fact of that precarity of like feeling like you never know when your next job is coming, and then having that experience of always like being month to month, then you feel like when there's a chance that you have a couple of jobs come up, you say yes. And then it's sort of, sometimes you get into this situation where you're taking on too much, and that can be really tough because you never know. So often, like, I'll be doing too much at one time, and then I'll come into a period where there's absolutely nothing for 2 months. It's just like, it's so silly, but then you're putting in a lot of labor, like a lot of time and a lot of labor into doing all of the different aspects of those jobs, and you realize, oh my God, this is taking up so much time, and then you're doing less on, you're having less time to do what you really love.
I don't believe in general that most people I work for are trying to exploit me, and I think that like often people are doing their best with like situations that they also find themselves really squeezed by, and so I often then do like more work than I'm kind of supposed to, and then my hourly wage might end up being something like 2 or 3 euros per hour. If a sound design in a film ends up taking like 5 times as long as I thought. In Germany, we at least have the KSK, which is the Kunstsozialkasse. This is a great initiative because like this is one thing, it took the stress of like health insurance out of my life, and it allowed me to be an artist. And whether I get paid a lot or a little in a certain month, at least my health insurance is basically taken care of. And I'm really more interested in those kinds of policy changes that can happen to make life easier for artists and anyone who's in a precarious situation. I feel like there is a race to mental exhaustion between creatives, because I remember when I first started doing like music, like when I was in Australia, people were like, you have to have a MySpace page and you have to get really good at it, and then it was like Facebook, and then it was Instagram, and then it was like Vine, and then I lost track, and like I don't even like use these platforms anymore because I actually can't, and I don't enjoy it very much. But yeah, I feel like in order to be professional, like, they keep raising the bar about what's necessary, and I kind of think it's a scam. Like, I think that in general, like,
everybody.
Hold on, sweetie. I actually feel like basically most people are gonna fail at Instagram. Like, we're not gonna have millions of followers. We're not gonna be like a hit. And maybe someone does by chance, just by being grassroots. But most people, I think, are just paying money and paying social media people to do it for them, and that's how they work. That's how they're winning. And the stress is like, if you're not winning like that, like you're doing something wrong, you're not putting enough time in. I find that really destructive as a creative person, when my energy should be actually towards like just sitting and thinking and dreaming, and resting, and creating sometimes too. Yeah, that's it.
No.